What's up, everybody? Good evening. It is Wednesday, halfway through the week. Well, at least for me. Haven't even started my week. To be quite honest, I haven't been to work this week.
Lucky.
Mrs. got called for jury duty this week, so
Oh yeah.
somebody had to stay home and play at home dad.
Mr. Mom.
Not gonna lie, it was a little strange being at home dad this week. Not used to that. Threw me off a little bit. No, it's the mom's thing. I mean, I'm still at home because I work from home, but not all day with him. So, although little bastard got out of school on Monday because somebody got pink eye over the weekend. Fucking awesome. Both eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
That's what you get for letting Simba or old Simba herself watch him. Simba.
Little bastard woke up on Sunday morning screaming, "I can't see, Mom, Dad, I can't see," because he couldn't open his eyes.
Oh God.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, that's great. Off to urgent care, get him some eye drops, and man, I don't know, it's worse him yelling, "I can't see," or having to put fucking eye drops in his eyes, because he was not a fan.
This will make you better, dude.
Yeah.
I remember how pissy I was when I used to have to get eye drops. I was freaking out. I would close my eyes and my mom would sit there and be like trying to open my eyes and force the drops in, and I would just be like,
I used to hate anything going near my eyes, but when I was like 14, I got contacts, so you're just sticking your fingers in your eyes every day, so you get totally used to that. So now it's just like, whatever, bring it on. I don't care as long as it makes me feel better.
Yeah. Fucking, I've got the kid pinned down with one arm on the couch, holding his head in the dropper with one hand, pulling eyelids apart with the other.
Oh man.
that's what my mom used to have to do to me.
I'm going, dude, just relax. I'm afraid. Dude, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's not even going to hurt. You're just going to feel a couple drops and that's it.
It's cold though. It's cold. It makes your eye socket feel cold.
Yeah. The second I let him go, he was done hollering. I'm going, "You rotten little bastard. See, it wasn't that bad."
Guarantee you, next time you do it, he's still gonna be throwing the shit over it.
Oh, he was doing it because I had to do it 4 times a day. Did another dose today, although he looks pretty cleared up today, so I don't think he's going to need it.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
Keep
going.
Yeah.
I used to go in for those physicals when I was a little kid, and I always knew those motherfuckers were gonna prick my finger and poke my arm, so I threw a fit, and I would hide under the table.
Yeah, no.
I remember those days, and I knew it didn't hurt, but every single time, I'd freak the fuck out and be like, no.
It's a good time. So how's everybody else's week going so far?
Definitely going.
Staycation.
I got everything done at work today, so I was pretty happy about that. Nothing waiting for me tomorrow morning.
Can't go wrong there.
Yep.
Nice.
Unlike this morning.
At least the next day or two, so.
Well, who's out there so far? Let me see. Larry's out there. Friction. There's a meter out there. And Divine. Who the fuck gave that guy a wrench?
Oh shit! Now you're fucked.
GBV. Lightbear's out there. Boca's out there. Wombatsky. Ronnie's out there. Putt's out in the house. Albert Rodriguez. Swag's in the house.
That's the way you think.
And before I forget, I need to thank Lumi for sending the package that Ian Thomas sent.
Oh.
That shit's fucking bomb.
Yeah.
So, Ian Thomas, as you're watching the replay, thank you. It's fucking awesome.
Boom. Has been received. And
I'm surprised there's some left, to be quite honest.
Pepper jerky, baby.
That was awesome. It killed me to eat it. Like, it was super hot, but I
it's
fucking
the right.
loved
It's
it.
like the perfect spice you made.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it's perfect, and it's, to be honest, it's just the right amount of dry for me. I'm like, yep, that's perfect.
I would pull off like a small piece, chew on it, and then I'd sit there and go like this. like get the cool air onto my tongue, and then I would do it all over again to myself because it was so good, but it was so hot.
Yeah, that shit was tasty.
Did you try the chocolate bars?
Not yet. I'm
Yes.
gonna let my son try them too, because he's more of a candy person than I am.
Are they the same or are they different?
Both
They're
have
different.
crunchies.
Oh yeah, crunchies. Oh,
They're too sweet for
if
my
you got a
opinion.
sweet tooth, get yourself a Cadbury Crunchy.
Yeah, something I'd never heard of. I was like, I had to look it up to see what the hell it was.
Oh yeah, honeycomb toffee. It's like the shit. It's like malted. It's like the same consistency as like a malted milk, like a Whopper, but it tastes like just honey toffee. Yeah, it's so delicious. It's just a crack.
I love Whoppers. They're like my favorite
Oh yeah.
Halloween and Easter candy.
I
Yeah,
like
my
those
neighbor
with
had
caramel.
had a shit ton of them left from Halloween. So every time I go over there, I just grab like a fistful of those fucking, fill my jacket with them. He's like, "Go ahead, I don't eat them."
It says malted milk balls, sure.
Fuck yeah.
Need to message somebody a link to the show.
Oh,
I need anything with caramel in it. Caramel
Oh,
and
you're
I'm there.
crazy. You're fired.
Bacon bum J.
I love caramel. Anything.
what's happening?
Caramel and peanut butter. Anything.
Yeah, caramel's the best. Like Milky Ways, the caramel edition. Oh,
I thought you said you didn't like caramel.
Twix? No, I love caramel. Anything with
Oh.
caramel, sea salted milk chocolate caramels. Ooh.
No, that's what I said you were fired. I thought you said you didn't like caramel.
No, I love. That's all I like really is caramel.
That works.
Oh.
I can accept that.
Anywho, we have to address the elephant in the room.
You guys made me wait till the ass end of the stream.
Who just
What
got
are you
called-
talking about, Lumi? Who the fuck was talking about you right now? Stop making everything about you. The world does not
Right?
revolve around you.
It does too.
You are not the
Jeez.
sun. So we
I
do
am
not revolve
too.
around you.
Bitch, do you see how pasty and shiny I am? I'll show you the fucking sun. I'll show you my
You
ass.
are-
No, that's
I'm the
called
sun,
the
I'm the
darkness
sun,
that
I'm the-
causes that.
I'm the
Don't
sun
be
and here's the
blind.
moon, motherfuckers.
It is lack of sun that does cause that. I
Give a
should
girl
know.
one episode of TMI and it goes right to her fucking head. Look at this shit.
On our own.
No, the elephant in the room is actually getting straight into advocacy because we've gone right over it. So
Oh,
thank you very much for thinking that this was about you, Lumi.
I didn't think it was about me.
Look,
I thought it was about Larry.
Advocacy is not about you. It's about everyone who hasn't made that switch yet.
all of us.
Everybody who
Jesus.
comes behind us.
Jesus.
Lumi.
God.
Gosh.
In this case, just because the name of the show is fill in the blank doesn't mean you fill it in with your name. That doesn't mean you fit.
Really on a roll, aren't you?
Jesus.
Does it make you feel special?
He's trying to mad
No,
lib the
but
title
for
there.
Christ's sakes, give it a fucking break. It's not about you. Man. Before we even started, Musa, just take a deep breath.
Floss?
Take a
How's
deep breath.
that butt floss?
Take
Pull
a
it up
deep
just
breath.
a little bit more. Poke it in. Poke
You
it
need
into
a
your
Wusa
butthole.
moment.
You need to poke your butt floss just up a little bit further. Come on. Just
What?
you got this.
I'll have you know, I don't have that problem. This is commando in this world. We don't deal with
Yeah,
that shit.
boy.
If you want to get into those kind of things, I will gladly tell everybody.
TJ's jeans are the only thing separating him from the world.
You're goddamn
Well,
right.
I think your jeans are riding up just a little too high, bro.
I'm not wearing jeans either. Sorry.
Whatever it is.
Your
It's
Carhartt.
touching you inappropriately.
He's rocking jorts. Leave him alone, okay?
No. You wouldn't catch me dead in a pair of jorts.
Jordans? Oh, Jordache.
Jorts.
No.
Jorts. Holy shit. You want me to
Rocking them dad cut super high jorts.
No.
Knee
I'll
high,
cut a pair
sweat
of
socks.
jeans into some jorts right now if somebody does something awesome.
Back to this thing of advocacy that we're supposed to be dealing with, not having to deal with people's insecurities here. Idea between fill and blank here that I had today is go over a couple of things that popped into my head. I want you to fill in the blank with your answer of what's the right thing to do. As far as advocacy is concerned. Bill comes up, local level, says they're going to do a flavor ban, let's say at a county level. Now, your county meeting area where they meet, let's say it's in your town or not, doesn't matter. What do you do? Do you show up? Do you write? Do you speak when you show up, or do you just show up for support? This is, there's no wrong answer here unless you say you don't fucking show up or you don't do anything. That's the wrong answer here. The answer here is, what are you going to do in that situation?
Show up and speak. Absolutely. Because I like public speaking. I have a loud, fucking commanding voice, and I can get people's attention with stories, I feel. So I would have no problem doing that at all.
You think I close the show out strong?
I'd even write my story out, because I even did that we were just talking about earlier, the first time I was on here, when I had to tell my vape story on here, I had notes on my other screen, just so I could flow naturally. Yeah. Talk show.
Yeah. I mean,
Vape story, not a sob story. Keep it concise, keep it clean, keep it powerful, keep it poignant, tell I lost my dad to smoking, I wish he had vaping, stuff like that.
I mean, ideally you would show up and be able to speak. Some people have fear of public speaking, so they wouldn't be able to do that. And in that situation, you write in, and if you're okay with showing up in public, you show up and support it. Obviously, not everybody's the same. We know some folks can't do public speaking. Some people can't go out in public. So you would ideally write, but yeah, we would, if you're able to do public speaking at all, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Once again, the people that are in front of you are your employees. That's what you need to remember when you're dealing with politicians, is you put them in office. You have the right to take them out of office eventually. You can't just go up to somebody's office and be like, dude, you're out. But you can't evict them. And it's nice to remind them of that tactfully. Like, listen, you all work for me. Maybe that's the message that they need to remember, is that you work for the voters. You work for the greater good.
Yeah.
And harm reduction is for the greater good. The ants and naysayers out there, they don't have a fucking card. They don't have a fucking card in this game. This is not their fucking prerogative. That's another nice thing to remind them, is that these people don't know what they're talking about. These people are never haves, never wills. They don't know what this is about. And this is about saving people's fucking lives. It's not about money. It's not about anything else. It's about saving people's fucking lives. And remind them of that. You can don't drop F-bombs like I have a tendency to do, by the way, folks. So, but yeah, if you can't speak right, if you can't show up, support. There you go.
Now that everybody's knocked everything out of the way with that, because that pretty much covers everything that I was expecting to come out there. This is a little bit more of a difficult question here on this one. If said flavor ban passes and is permanent, what do you do to help a smoker make the switch without flavors available?
Mix for them. Don't sell it to them.
Nope. You
can get in trouble if you can get in trouble if you sell, but you can give presents. You can sure as shit give presents to your friends.
Absolutely.
You can also teach them how to DIY through interpretive dance, which is 100% legal.
Absolutely. While listening to Enya, preferably.
That's right.
So, am I allowed to fill in the blank now, or are we still?
You're fine. Fill in a blank whenever you want.
Okay. What I like to do is I like to have simple one-on-one conversations with people. I found somebody that was asking me about vaping. I informed them the best I could. I told them about what's going on with advocacy and why I think you should do your own research, and I handled it the way that I could handle it. And then I went on to say, hey, I have some stuff laying around. Get into a call with me, and I will find out what your favorite flavor is, and I'll get you started. I have a spare pod, I have a spare device. Whichever one you like, I will do.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. What's up, Fernando?
Fernando.
I told him I'd do it if he popped in. That's Fernando from work.
Are we gonna sing that song?
It's not his fault. There's something in the air tonight.
Fernando.
He's
mean,
like,
to be
"Yep,
fair-
that was enough."
Yeah, to be fair, if you're a tree crew, you get what you get.
He just wanted to see if you'd actually do it. I think that's what was going on there.
Right.
I told him I would. I just realized I'm sitting in the dark like a creep.
Yeah,
Turn the...
somebody's got to be creepy.
I gotta turn on my show light.
I mean, you are a weirdo. The hell
We
you
are
doing
all
here?
fairly creepy.
So, Nick Devine, what do you do in that situation? If you don't teach somebody to do DIY, do you teach them how to make coils?
Well, usually, I don't talk about much of my my stuff like in real life, but vaping wise, like if people see me vaping, they ask, I'm down to just give them stuff. And like I've given out so many devices and so many like RDAs, got people started and stuff, especially earlier when I had a whole bunch of crap that I bought that I wasn't using. So the juice thing, I guess that's kind of hard. I mean, I'm not going to bullshit anybody. I've sold worse stuff in my life than illegal e-liquid stuff.
Right?
So,
Allegedly.
I don't.
Allegedly, yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
We would never admit to openly committing crimes on the internet or something like that. It's all theoretical, hypothetical conversations. You know how it goes.
Yeah. And I do mean in my past years I have. So stuff like that doesn't really it don't really scare me when we're talking, especially when you know what the benefits are. I actually take most of it as a fucking joke. So it's yeah, I help people as much as I can. And juice is a rough one. Luckily, I'm in a state where it's not that rough, but I would imagine that the juice part, because DIY is awesome, but it is something to get started, something else to learn, right? So It's not like, I guess it would be better if I DIY'd,
Uh-oh.
Just order them one shots, homie.
Yeah, dude. One shots and a base. Two things you mix together, man. That's all.
Yeah.
I know one of
Gallons
the things.
liquid.
One of the things that I did, I actually one night when Meter and Adam were both hanging out, the person I was trying to get to switch over to vaping, I was like, I know these guys who have been vaping for a long time and they could tell you about the experience. We can all come together and help you get set up. Like, making that extra step is always something that's awesome to do.
Yeah. The what the hell was I just gonna say? I forget what I was gonna say.
I literally have a setup for Ed of Eddie and the Arsons, just waiting for him to be like, yep, I'm ready to do it, man. I'm ready to do it.
Ed, get your shit together. It's time to move on.
Hashtag smoke-free arsons 2020.
At least 2/3 smoke-free arsons, because Jake
Right.
is still in his 20s and thinks he's invincible.
Well, he's also young enough to where it should be easier for him to quit, Jake.
It's malleable.
He needs to. I would love it if both of them vaped.
He is.
I remember what I was gonna say. I recently got off of Saltnik, and I've noticed a change. And I've been like, once in a while, I didn't use Saltnik for the past like 2 weeks, And then yesterday I tried it again just because one of my my Orion, I didn't have like 15 milligram for it, so I put some Saltnik in there, and the things that I was worried about started happening again. It makes my heart race so fucking fast, so fast.
What
25 milligram of Saltnik,
Yeah.
it hurts my chest. And I was having you know, I went into I went into a physical, and they took my blood and they took my blood pressure and everything, and I just got done vaping Saltnik when I walked into there, and my blood pressure was like so fucking high. It was like I what was it? I have it somewhere. It was like 155 over like 110 or something like that.
You ran a fucking marathon.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh shit.
And for the most part, I'm pretty healthy. Like I do stuff that I don't like eat stupid shit. I exercise, so I've noticed a difference from not vaping Saltnik.
Yeah, I still stand by my equivalent. Like regular vaping's like cocaine, and Saltnik's like crack. Like it gives you all the same things. It just gives it to you a lot faster.
Yeah.
It doesn't stick around quite as long.
Yeah.
I've noticed off of the Saltnik too that I vape a lot less. Like everything, I vape everything a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
'cause
and it's always weird. Like when you leave without your Saltnik device, you could have three mods, and you're still like, I need that Saltnik.
Yeah, because the Saltnik, it leaves your
Faster
system. Well,
acting.
it doesn't leave your system, but the nicotine that you get, it peters down so much quicker than vaping like 3 milligram. So yeah, that's one of those things. Like I just don't do Saltnik anymore. Just don't do it unless I'm vaping something Jax makes. Jax vapes 3 milligram Nick Salt, but if I'm trying something hers, I'll try it. But for the most part,
I still do 18 milligram, but I do freebase 18 milligram.
yeah, that's what I do. I'll throw like 3 in a pod. I'll throw like 3 in a pod or 6 in a pod. If I'm not getting a very good hit off of it, I'll throw like 6 in.
Yeah.
Even 12 for me.
Even 12 is a lot. I'm thinking about going down to 6 in that because 12 is even a lot. That's what I was doing, but I think I could even drop that down.
But I barely vape that as an all day thing. Like I bring this to work, you know.
Yeah.
And I vape 2.5 in my DIY stuff. Like that's all I make now is 2.5. Because 2 is like it felt like too much of a drop when I was mixing 2 for myself, and I was like vaping gallons of juice. So I went back up to 3 and then down to 2.5. And 2.5 is, I don't know, I've just grown accustomed to this now and everything balanced off again. So maybe I'll switch to 2, you know, in another couple months or whatever. I'd like to get off Nick, obviously. That would be nice. I'm not going to stop vaping, that's for sure. It's too much fun.
So now that we've gotten all that here, this brings up another topic that popped into my head. What do you do if somebody comes up to you and says, they see you out on the street and you're vaping, and they said, hey, I just read an article in Boston College, Medical College, that says this shit is horrible for you. What's the right way to go about it?
Fuck Stanton Glance. Woo!
No. First thing you do is congratulate them for being intelligent enough to actually read an article on things, and then you lead them to the actual articles with the real science, because you know that they'll read them.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you do point out the fact that the major heart attack study was just
Flawed as fuck.
Was flawed, and it was taking into account all heart attacks, not just heart attacks that happened after vaping.
Cherry picked like a motherfucker.
Didn't they also pull it?
They did. They retracted the study. Stanton Glance's Pride and Joy. They retracted it because it was a flawed study. We all knew it when it came out, and what I've really been enjoying is seeing that it's being posted everywhere, and that articles that people are picking it up all over the place. That Stanton Glance's study was flawed, and there was no truth to it at all. So I mean, it's easy enough to be like, hey, you know, what you're quoting, that actually just got retracted. So let's go ahead and pull this up. I'll pull it up so that I can prove it to you, because a lot of people won't accept things until you show it to them.
Or
So that's why cell phones are glorious. You just pull it up. Oh yeah, there you go, Stan
or
Glenn.
given how nobody actually reads an article today, be like, congratulations, you read the headline.
You did 0 follow-up.
Yeah.
So, but then you point them out. You point them to other studies.
Then you drop science on them.
Yeah, like I had a conversation sitting on a park bench with a guy about vaping. He's like, that shit's terrible for you. That's antifreeze. I'm like, well, it is antifreeze, but it's not the antifreeze that's going to kill you.
Right.
So is your
It's
inhaler. So
antimicrobial. This is it's actually pretty good for you. You're going to get sick a lot less often with vaping the antimicrobials. No corona here.
that's right.
Corona free zone.
My favorite one is the one that Lightbearer just said. When a smoker is like, "Get away from me with that vape,"
Oh,
Yeah.
that's always a great time.
and
Like,
you're like, "Really?"
no, you just when they say
So
something like
that's
that,
the
you're
first
like,
thing that goes in my head is really, but then yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
don't
yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing that comes into my mind is "fuck you."
Fuck off.
I
Yeah.
used to be you. I know exactly where your brain's at.
Yep.
Right.
You just point out that you're like, it is scientifically proven to be at least 95% safer.
Exactly what I say every time.
Like I can go and point at the ingredients.
Right. That's always what I
What's
say. I
going
know
into my body.
exactly what it is.
You know what's going into yours, because we can have this conversation if you want, or I could just tell you how much better this is for you. I could tell you how it changed my life and how much better I feel, and that's usually what I do. I just tell them, like I quit smoking in 3 days, no side effects, and a month and a half later I went and ran a half marathon.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good idea, but I went and did it, and I finished it.
Where I've not been vaping very long, you and Adam are two of the people that I mention when they're asking, like, what kind of improvements have you seen? I'm like, well, my best friend is in a band, and then my other friend doesn't even have a car anymore. He fucking rides a bike several blocks away to go to work. Even rain or snow doesn't matter. He's just
Miles.
I was gonna say miles, not blocks. Yeah.
Not blocks.
Whatever. But like,
There's
still,
a big difference.
the fact that you gave up your car and you ride your bike everywhere, like you don't even have a car, that's still saying something to a smoker.
It's like 124 blocks of me.
Or what's also hilarious, like, ew, get away from me, and then 5 minutes later you hear the exact same person be like, that smells good, what is it?
Yeah, exactly. When you just told me to get away from me, you freaking jerk.
There was a comedian that just cracked me up because they started going on vaping, and they're like, all of a sudden you're like walking around, you smelling like a bakery. You're looking around, looking for them donuts. You go around the corner, it's fucking vapors.
Brad and his cloud of lies.
Yep, Brad and his cloud of lies. That's exactly the one.
Whose routine is that? I've heard that too.
That's
I can't
Was that
remember.
Gaffigan?
no, it's not Gaffigan. It was
I know, it almost sounds like it could be him.
oh motherfucker.
Bacon! I want more bacon!
Whatever it is, I've heard it too.
Yeah,
I can't remember the fucking
Brad and his
comedian's
cloud
name.
of lies.
Cloud of lies. That's fucking great.
That's it. And you know who? It wasn't Brad. It was Brad. It wasn't Brad. He had to change the name. That was really
Right.
because he actually does shit like that. The big. Why can't I remember his name?
It's not Nick Swanson, right?
Big Lou. Big Lou. That's who. That's. It's not really Brad. It's Big Lou. Big Lou out there ripping clouds. Because he was talking about that. He's like, I was sitting out in the corner, like out on the stoop, just sitting there ripping. Someone came around the corner, like, man, I was looking for a bakery. Big Lou just taking it. Rips. No, that wasn't Jimmy Fallon. I don't think Jimmy Fallon has the balls
Thought it
to
was-
escaping.
Somebody like Nick Swanson, I think. Could probably-
It sounds
See,
like
I was thinking it was like Sebastian Maniscalco,
Maybe.
because that's a very Sebastian kind of joke.
Yeah.
Let's look up Brad and his cloud of lies.
I'm trying to do that right now too.
I'll let.
So, since we're on Brad and his cloud of lies,
Mhm.
how do you get into somebody's head that is completely anti-vape and just doesn't want to believe it. How do you break that?
I mean, people, you can only convince the people that want to hear the message. I mean, if someone doesn't want to hear it, they're not going to hear it. You know, you can quote everything you want and point at the facts, be like, yeah, you're vaping antifreeze. Well, technically, yes, but you're drinking it, you're eating it. What's the big difference? It's been in smoke machines for years. Like, what's the difference? And they still don't want to hear it. And tell them have a great day. Give them a hug.
Yeah, that's a stupid argument. It's an ignorant argument. It's just, you know, yes, they share an ingredient. Antifreeze and the vaping product shares an ingredient, just like water's in a lot of stuff. But that's just a stupid argument. Usually, you know, everybody knows a smoker, and no smoker story ends without vaping. There is not a smoker story that ends well without vaping, and that's usually how I catch the relationship between, you know, when somebody's arguing about it. You know, if they don't smoke, they most likely have somebody close to them that smokes.
Yep.
And you just ask them, how did that end? How's that going? How's that going for them?
Exactly.
And
I smoked for fucking years. I got sick and almost died. I was in the hospital. Continued to smoke after I got out of the hospital. I quit for a couple months. Lost my dad to smoking. Continued to smoke cigarettes.
Yep.
Stopped vaping. Don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And
It's so bad if it's so goddamn good.
Yeah. That's people's biggest argument. You don't know what it's going to do to you. Yeah, but I do know what cigarettes are going to do, and it's fucking terrible. And I will take my chances. I will
I'll
take
the
my
alternative.
chances with this. And then look at, you don't know what's in it. Actually, I do. Well, I mean, you don't make it. Well, actually,
Actually, yeah.
like, yeah, it's like,
Yeah, I've heard that one at work all the time.
yeah.
I
It's
tell
funny
people,
when you
like,
catch
I'll film
people.
myself making it if you really want to see the process. Like,
Yeah, it's funny when you catch people that they don't know who they picked an argument with too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you actually have no fucking clue who you're talking to.
Right. I'm not just some little cloud kid. Like, I
Yeah.
take this shit seriously.
I think that's one of the best points I've heard in a long time, though, is Nick's point that no smoking story ends well without vaping.
Yeah.
Like, that's a brilliant point to bring up, Nick.
Thank you.
And Lightbearer brought up something else I did want to touch on here, which perfect segue into the next spot here. How do you deal with a family member that doesn't want any part of it? Somebody who you have to deal with on a regular basis. You know, every time you see them, whether you live with them or
like if they don't want to hear it, they're not going to hear it. Like people have to be ready to quit.
And I'm not even talking about necessarily a smoking family member. I'm talking about even a non-smoking member. Someone who's going to haul the piss out of you every time they see you. Why are you still doing that?
I was actually worried about that, but the complete opposite happened. Like, I brought my father-in-law a vape, and I got to watch my mother-in-law chase him through the house and tell him to sit back down instead of going outside into the weather and just take a couple puffs off the thing that Courtney got you.
Who?
I say Lumi.
Who's Courtney?
Weird. But I got to witness that, and then my mom was surprisingly just like, tell me about it. I told her about it, and she's like, okay.
I mean, when people are ready to sit down and have a conversation with you about it, they will. If they're not ready, willing, and able, they're not going to listen. Like, and I mean, you have to take it. You know, it's coming from a place of love with a family member. You know, it's their prerogative, but it's not their fucking life. Would you rather me smoke? That would be the argument that I would throw at them. Would you rather I smoke?
Yeah.
Like, smoking has a 50% chance of killing you. Vaping has a 5% chance. Like, that's your odds. Take your pick. One of the two.
The thing that got my family on it is they all know how much junk food I eat, and I was like, I substitute this for eating all the snacks that I eat because a lot of people in my family get diabetes for that sweet tooth. And they're instantly like, oh gosh, that's actually helping you and you're not eating as much junk food. I vape all desserts. There's a reason for it.
Big G, there are 10-year studies out there already.
Yeah,
on
I'm
vaping.
one of them, almost.
Yeah, vaping. There are 10-year studies out there that shows what happens in 10 years, and you have clear lungs like a non-smoker.
If a family member that doesn't smoke didn't know what smoking, you know, how bad smoking was for you and how hooked you were to smoking, you know, if they don't see it as a celebration, vaping, then they probably didn't care in the first place and they're just a fucking dick. I am very easy to cut off. I don't care if they're in my family or not. I am so easy to cut people off. I don't give a shit. If you don't care about, you know, me stopping to smoke by any means necessary, then I really don't even have any words for you. I don't really care what your thoughts are, really.
Well, and Fresh's example is one of my favorites too, because one of the favorite things that I like to do is throw back at him. When's the last time you heard a smoker switch brands of cigarettes and then run a marathon? They felt so good.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking happen. But I can name you off the top of my head at least 4 different vapors that I know that stopped smoking cigarettes, started vaping, and were literally able to run marathons. No exaggeration.
Yep.
Like, you don't get that when you go from Camel to Marlboro. It's not how that fucking works. So even if you just want anecdotal science.
Yeah, once I switched to full vaping, my smoking morning hacking cough, like 3 weeks or a month, like after that,
It's gone.
was just
Yep.
bleeding. And I mean every day for 12 to 15 years, I woke up like every morning. You know, it just became something you're used to. Like, you know,
Yeah,
you
it's your
wake
routine.
up, you go into the toilet, so you can spit a loogie into the toilet while you take a pee in the morning. I know it's gross, but it's what we did.
What you got to do before you can have that first cigarette.
Yep, exactly. And then I go brush my teeth and smoke a cigarette.
Yep.
Oh god. Yep. Drinking coffee, smoking a cigarette. And then, oh wait, the first cup of coffee's ready, so light up another cigarette. Oh shit, gotta drive to work. Light a cigarette. Oh man, I'm early for work. Should probably smoke 2 cigarettes before going to work.
That's right. Kill time. Have a cigarette.
That's half a pack already.
Yep.
Fucking haven't even left the neighborhood yet. Oh man. Like, I worked my ass off today. I only vaped like 5 mils.
There you go. That is a good 10-year report.
Oh, there's the other troublemaker.
Oh shit. Hey Socorro. Fernando was in here earlier.
Tree folk.
People of the tree.
That's right. Tree crew.
We're a noble breed.
The finder of the drip tip is her title.
The folks in green.
That's right. Don't look at my label.
No, I didn't wear it today at all. It's probably somewhere. I don't even know where the fuck it went. Actually, I'm losing my M.
Adden.
Yeah. The M is
Just be Ada.
haggard. I should be
There you
Ada,
go.
right?
Right?
Yeah. And then I'll just sing Sarah McLachlan songs all the time.
Oh, you'd be a magician. Just go, Ada. You could be a deaf magician. Ada.
Every time they walk up to you and they're like, "Where do you keep the Christmas stuff?"
Oh,
Just
God.
take that step. Ta-da!
Can you show me where the baggies are? Ta-da! What the fuck is wrong with that guy? He needs to be written up. I don't like his attitude.
He's over there all joyful.
I was pretty joyful for about the first 2 hours of us unloading the truck because I got medicated before work today, like well medicated. So yeah, that was fun.
Jay, I'm on it.
Uh-oh.
I just cried a little there. That was fun.
I got sparkling dihydrogenate.
DTF. Holy shit.
ETF. You're up way past your bedtime,
I
homie.
know. Are you okay? You got tomorrow off or something? And if you have tomorrow off, why the fuck aren't you in here?
True enough.
Okay. Now that I've got those questions out of the way. Oh, that was
Swaggy
my
Shane
idea.
out. Later, Swaggy Shane.
Later. That was pretty much what I wanted to throw some things out there. There are always things you can do in every sort of situation when it comes to advocacy and education. Even when it's ones where you just have to say, you know what, they're not ready. We have to move on. Just show. If you're wondering, when can you educate? When can you advocate? It's all the time. It's not now. It's not tomorrow. It's all the fucking time. So there's always an ample opportunity. It's like the missus right now has a case of the bronchitis, so she's on inhalers and steroids, and then an inhaler steroid here on Sunday. So yeah, I was like, huh.
Perfect chance to
What a great time to quit smoking. Yeah.
I told her, I was like, this is a great time to quit, and you're already inhaling portion of what's in a vape, so you're good.
Get used to not having them cigarettes now. Be easier to get over it.
Granted, not an easy conversation when she's not sleeping right now because she's doing nothing but coughing.
Yeah, it's hard. Some people, I know exactly where you're at, Golfy. I have somebody in the household that still smokes, and it's sometimes it's hard to even argue with some people about it. Not even argue. It's hard. It's hard to quit smoking.
Oh.
It is.
Considering every time we went to Detroit there, everybody was hounding her. Everybody. Didn't do any good. She wasn't having none of it. I was like, all right, you know what, whatever. There's a point where you just have to let it go. Figure. I was in that position once where I was like, yeah, fuck you, I'll keep my cigarettes. This wasn't even a planned thing, it just kind of happened.
Yep.
Yeah,
Usually is.
I was just going to ask that. How many of us were forced into vaping, or how many of us just kind of chose it on our own? Like, I kind of just fell into it, chose it on my own, and just picked it up. Like, I started vaping, and I said, you know what? I may not need cigarettes anymore. And nobody forced it on me at all.
Yep.
No.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stumbled my way into it because I found the OG back in 2007, the original disposable blue cigalikes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still working doing tech support at HP in a call center with like 7,000 fucking people who all smoked. And we managed to convince the manager of the call center to let us use the blues indoors unofficially. So instantly, everyone around me saw me sitting at my desk puffing away on this fucking thing, and I wasn't running out for a cigarette every fucking chance I got. And immediately you would see the hedgehog effect pop up or the groundhog effect. People are like, wait, what the fuck? And next thing you know, I got 45 people around me and we're all vaping. Problem was we all still at that point didn't realize what we were doing, so we were only vaping while we were inside, and as soon as we clocked off and went home, that cigarette got lit right back up. But it was one of those things, it was a voluntary choice just to see if there was an option and if the option would work. It did for what it was supposed to. We just, some of us never followed up on it, unfortunately, initially.
And now all the folks in chat see that Adam has a major sugar addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
sugar right now.
I don't think you really want to bring up other people's addictions, Nick.
No, this is my, like, I put a teaspoon of sugar in my coffee.
I'm just saying, we're not here to shame Nick.
I don't know. I wouldn't have to open up that sugar all the way at the top if I only needed a teaspoon.
What, motherfucker?
Fucking coffee at 10 o'clock at night. Jesus Christ.
He's got to, like, he's not sleeping before he goes to work. So,
In all fairness, I'll probably be having a cup of Death Wish when we're done here.
Yeah, likewise. I'll probably be making a cup soon, too, because I got that 5 a.m. shift coming up.
I don't have shit to do tomorrow. Except finish the damn song, which I will tomorrow.
I
Should
got
I just drop it on the page, or should I wait till next Wednesday? That's the question.
I mean, are you ready to start working on the next one? Because when you
I'll
drop
try
that
to-
one,
you could open it up and you could open up for voting tomorrow after you finish the show,
And then
or after you finish the song, and then just play it next week.
Alright. Yeah, we'll leave the song a mystery, and then I'll open the voting, and that'll give people a chance to vote longer.
there you go.
How do you feel about Burl Ives?
Nice, Frank.
Like, Earl Ives, like we used to do that, like the claymation or stop motion.
Yeah, that Burl and Ives. That Burl Ives.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
He's got some really good number ones.
It's
I
true.
mean, yeah.
This
They're
is
all
true.
like standards, right? Like jazz, like standards, I'm sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
Handle that shit.
So, now we're gonna pass it to who the solar system allegedly revolves around, and let them bring in the next piece because they've been dying to do it since we started. Oh,
2 bits.
apparently we've fixed the rotation in which things revolve around, aka
I mean,
the sun.
We did fix the fact that you just abandoned your last train show. Like, I was just prepared for you to just walk up and leave us again and just leave a train wreck for the show. So now that it's not happening, I'll sit back and relax.
Oh, you know, train wrecks are supposed to happen on this show. That's what this show's all about. That's why you're here.
Of all the nights I didn't have any popcorn ready.
Hi, kitty.
But yeah, go ahead. Have at it there, the center of our solar system.
I can. Because, you know what? I am the one that
Who is the
just kind
ball
of...
licker?
You are the
Who-
ones who are the
I'm the one that
bollickers.
kind of just found Larry and then sucked him in here, so I couldn't think of a better way to do this. Because I found Larry on my Twitch stream, hanging out. He was watching Fresh and Us, and he moved over to Twitch, and then I started bonding with him. So, Larry, give us your story.
See, I started smoking when I was 13.
Crafty little bastard.
I know, damn teenagers.
Yeah.
Unlike most, I didn't start with cigarettes. I went straight for the cigar, which made life a lot harder to try and get them. But hey, it works. You're a kid. You want some. If you want it, you'll find some crafty ass way to get it. Then I smoked till. Well, then I found the Dejarum cloves
Yeah, boy.
at. Finally realized I had to stop. I was 2 packs a day of those.
Oh, geez.
God. Fuck.
Those were expensive, too.
Yeah.
And a lot of nicotine too.
Yeah,
That is
they're
a lot of
strong.
nicotine.
Yeah, I've been told one of them is like 3 reds.
That sounds right. Yeah, it needs to give me a rush.
I just got tired of going to bed feeling like my lungs were going to come out of my chest and waking up the same way. I tried the views when they first came out. That didn't work.
Oh God.
I was killing one of those cartridges in like 2 hours. So then I went back to the clove. Then went into the usual tobacco shop that sold them because it was down to 1 out of the 3 in which did originally. They had the tsunami kits. Tried one of those. It kind of worked. But then I got tired of the same flavor, and it tastes like ass. I was like, my clove tastes better than this, so.
You didn't ask for ass flavored liquid, Larry.
Then I stayed on the cloves for a while, for a few more years. Then about 6 years ago, got my hands. I stumbled into an actual vape shop that, ironically enough, was across the street from the tobacco shop. Picked up the Kanger Subvod.
Yeah.
Kanger Club, baby. As I say, mine's back in there, yeah.
Found, and they had it to where you could take any one of their house liquids and essentially mix your own. They had, I think it was like 120 flavors, and they would do any nick that you wanted. So me being me, I like my whiskeys. I was like, so you have a bourbon. I tried that. I liked it. Polished that bottle off. Went back in for more. I was like, I want to try this mixing idea. So I took their blackberry and their bourbon, and I've been off ever since. Started to build like 3 months later on with a mutation X.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a great building, Addy.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
And then I found the troll. So.
Troll was a great building, Addy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So about 2 years ago, I started to dabble in the mixing world.
Oh, that puts you at how many years smoke free now?
6.
Nice.
Congratulations, brother.
Thanks. Hell yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Hell yeah.
Now that the seal is officially broken, you can come on anytime that you want if you have staycations available.
Or I happen to be off on Thursday.
That too.
Yeah.
There you go. It's been a while since we've had one of those.
It's been a
It's
while.
okay. I think we need to start doing that more often. Bringing more.
It's always
randoms.
fun.
I miss bringing the randoms
I
on.
love hearing news. I love hearing news. I love hearing people's stories.
Clown Puncher quit smoking again.
Yeah, Clown Puncher.
God.
I know you're out there creeping and not talking, you fuck.
I think he found his way over to my Twitch stream.
He was watching your Twitch?
I think so.
Was he
Was he?
Max Powers?
Yep, Max Powers
Yeah,
talking
that's-
about punching clowns. He was
That's
on
Jeff.
Twitch.
That's definitely Jeff.
Yep.
He streams occasionally. Him and his buddies play some shooter game, but whoever is pushing the stream has like a terrible upload, and it's like fucking just barely
Chop
360. And their audio is all chop suey. It's not good.
Yeah, but
That's such a cuddly puppy
Yeah,
tonight.
they need to figure this stuff out. Or they may have. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched.
so what's happening, Bachelor? Been a while. I haven't seen you around in there. See
Apparently,
you-
he was getting caught in hurricanes.
Ugh.
Oh, well, still kicking now. That's half the battle.
What was the Mutation X was like one of the first building atomizers. That was like one of the first you could actually do like bigger builds on.
Yeah.
What was everybody's first RDA? Not like tanks or anything. What was everybody's first RDA? Mine was the Omega.
My first was the Vulcan.
Vulcan, I remember that. Yeah.
The Vulcan was a great atomizer. The airflow was right through the V.
Yeah. That, and the Patriot was one of my first, and the Nimbus, was it called? The Nimbus?
Yeah, the Nimbus.
Fucking IGO-L.
IGO-L.
Yeah, the IGO-L.
I remember going back down. I was like, wait a minute, that RDA is only like $8.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it's another 10. It's another 10 to drill it out. I was like, fucking drill it out.
I had my friend drill it for me, and he went through like 3 bits because that thing is like made out of fucking tank metal. I swear.
Tell him to stop buying his fucking bits at Harbor Freight.
I actually still have my first RDA.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got the Vulcan.
I got the
I melted the insulator on that IGO-L, and it's not replaceable. It's fried.
I passed mine on to a friend of mine that wanted to start vape.
I don't know what other my old ones were.
Be a hard day to pull a drop out of my hand. I'll give you
Hobo V3.
That Hobo V3 is awesome.
I have the Hobo.
I have the original Hobo too.
1.5.
Doge V4. I had a Doge V2 before that.
The original Hobo got so fucking hot though. That was the one thing about that. Like it got super hot.
This 3 used to get hot too, but I think I was putting like way too big of builds in there, and I like realized that I had graduated to 25mm addies at that point.
Yeah, but yeah, I got into trouble. When I started listening to Trevor Jones religiously about what builds I should be throwing into stuff.
Yeah, man.
That's when I started. That's like I was a pretty good builder. I considered myself a pretty good builder until I started watching Trevor Jones, and I was just like, fuck. Look at the shit he's throwing in this. Like
maniac builder for such a chill dude.
Like he's like, yeah, bro, I'm ripping on a 0.2, and you back then it was like, dude, you're gonna kill yourself. Like I'm over here like 0.1, 0.08 all fucking day.
Yeah, I remember when I thought I was a rebel vaping 0.4 ohms at 40 watts.
Yeah.
On my iStick 50, I was like, this is fucking living on the edge, baby.
French taught me how to do my first actual coil style building. It was the twisted the twisted wire.
Oh,
the pen. You ripped out your pasty leg and rolled the pen across your pasty leg.
Yep.
And then shortly after I found braiding.
That with the drill, I started doing that because that was my first coils too. Like after round wire were twisted wire. That was a
little bit of a short joke. It was a little bit of a short joke. We can't hold Mike Bloomberg's height against him. We can hold everything else against him. But his height, no.
One of his cronies messaged me recently. One of his volunteers. I never replied though. Joe.
Didn't I give you a Velocity? Wasn't that the first RDA I gave you, TJ? Was the Velocity?
Yep.
Because you're like, this is pretty good, but I'm ready for more. It's like,
yeah, I had a Velocity clone.
I was gonna say I had a Velocity clone.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a Velocity clone. I wasn't getting him a real Velocity.
Those things were expensive.
Real Velocity.
Real Velocity was expensive as fuck.
Oh yeah.
It was
There it is.
extremely hard to find.
That's still a good RDA.
Yeah.
I started with a Velocity clone and a Plume Veil.
Yeah.
I had a Plume Veil something or other too. I had this.
Because that Plume Veil was adjustable back in the day.
The ball
Fuck
RDA.
you, Rip Trippers, for selling me on
and
a
the
Plume
ball, yeah.
This had a Velocity style deck. It's still a roundwire building it. How about that?
You know what was awesome? The fucking Dark Horse. Dark Horse RDA was amazing.
Remember the Grim Green review of that?
Yeah, like that thing, like whatever build you threw at it, it's like, come on, bro. I know you got more in you.
Right. So you think you can build?
After I got into building a little bit, I would help teach at the shop on builds. It got to the point where I was like, you just need to get in the Troll. Just get in the Troll V2. It's a velocity style deck. You can throw anything at it.
Oh my gosh, shit everywhere. Sorry.
Bloomberg better not be asking for donations. He said he wasn't going to.
Asking one of his volunteers or whatever, asking me for my. Can we count on your support? I got one from Bernie's people a week or two ago. He said that's rich. Bernie's people messaged me, one of his volunteers last week, and I asked what is Bernie's stance on vaping? Because I'm basically a one issue voter these days. And their response was, I'm sorry, I'm just a volunteer and actually don't know Bernie's stance on vaping. If you want, you can inquire by email at info@berniesanders.com and get a more detailed answer from the staff there. Like, well, if you're not here to answer my questions, I can't give anybody my support. Or I can't tell you I'm supporting anybody.
Yeah, the Mike Bloomberg person, I would have immediately texted back, fuck off.
Yep.
All right, I'll do it.
I mean, to be fair, if they work for Bloomberg, it's not like you have to worry about their feelings anyway.
True.
Yeah.
Like I would say, I was out on a bicycle ride and I was looking at houses and I was riding through this neighborhood and someone had a Bloomberg 2020 thing on their lawn. I just about punted it through their fucking window.
Make you want to shit in somebody's driveway, don't it?
It does. Bong.
Bong.
Just big old Duke right on the front steps.
Hell yeah.
And I hope you've got one of those fucking cams at your door so you can see me doing it.
There you go.
There you go.
Like anytime I'm watching YouTube and a Bloomberg ad comes up, I'm just like,
I'll stop what I'm watching. Yeah, I'll stop what I'm watching to back out. You're not getting 2 seconds of support on that ad from me, motherfucker.
Like, is there a way we could contact YouTube and be like, I don't want to see any Mike Bloomberg ads?
There's got to be some kind of way to do
I
your
run an
AdSense
ad
filtration.
blocker, so I don't see them anyway.
You have it on your phone?
Yeah, you can't do that on the phone though. No mobile support for ad blocking.
I typically don't listen. I don't play YouTube on my phone.
Yeah, I do.
We're not all as good as you, Larry.
On the way to work and on the way home, I listen to podcasts usually.
Yep. Yeah, I do too. That's my favorite thing. I'll just throw something on, just start riding.
Yeah, I'll be halfway to work and then just randomly out of nowhere, I'll hear like, "Hey Google, can you help me?" Blah blah. And it's like,
Uh-oh, I think you got it.
Oh, look, I set off.
That's to say, we knew he hit it when he went roboto on us.
I set mine off and I got robotic. Chromebook. I should have never set that shit over.
You bastard.
It's so cool.
They don't, on ads, they don't take inappropriate.
Yeah.
They figured
On YouTube ads.
it's appropriate for you.
It's the same thing on TV. You can't skip ads on TV. So you
I
switch
did
ads.
farming for bits and that came up on Twitch. Ooh.
What, a Bloomberg ad?
Yeah.
That'd be fucked up.
I wish you could mark it as inappropriate. I wish you
Right?
could. Because I didn't think YouTube supported political anything.
I know I do that on Instagram because they try to come after me with the fucking sad animal bullshit. It's like, I know people are mistreating their animals and it's fucking stupid. I don't want to see it and ruin my whole goddamn day. Shit the goddamn person and get on with it.
Ruin your day.
Pressure let me build.
Bad animals with crusty shit in their eyes. They
Might be
always
getting
do
into
that.
trouble with Loomy builds. It's starting to hurt my hands.
Whoa!
That is correct, Light Bear.
Stock up while you can, folks.
I'm gonna try a couple things
YouTube
to see if I
supports
can
me.
rub on my wrist to make it feel any better, but my fingers and my wrists are starting to kill me.
Well, since we're talking about braids, and a couple of us seen Nick's attempt at a Celtic.
Oh, I totally missed it.
I wasn't even gonna go there.
You see my attempt at what was what's going on here?
I'm out of here for this.
What sort of bullshit is this? Later.
I got my braid right here.
I'm still here.
I got a braid for you, righty.
Bring Larry into one show and he's causing trouble.
That's what Larry does. Like, people
See?
think I mistreat Larry all the time, but you don't even know what you get from Larry.
He's a mischievous mongoose.
Especially
You never know what you're getting.
3 cups of death wishing.
I mean, it's not a 14 strand,
I'd buy that for $1.
right?
That's pretty.
Why is
Those
it
are
at a
pretty
14
sweet.
strand?
Because it's only a 7.
He was afeared. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
7 loop?
Yeah.
That's a
7
14
loop is
strand.
14 strand.
So 28 strand. Oh, so that's how your name. Okay, so 28 strand is 2 strands in each finger.
It's 2 loops in each finger.
2 loops on each finger of 7 strand, yes. So it's
Yeah.
14 double.
So you would call this a 14 strand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a 7 loop.
Yeah.
Celtic
7
braid.
loop, 14 strand Celtic,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you're doubling them up.
So I should have just wrapped that to 5mm and
And you'd have been good to go. Yep.
I
tried it.
told you to put it in the
She told you
blotto.
in the chat, during that show, she told you in the chat, throw it in the blotto. That's the right one.
Oh, really? Well, now it's. I mean, they're pretty. I could do it pretty quickly. So
Motherfucker.
the blotto is. I really like the blotto. It seems to be temperamental. It's very tight. It's a tight draw. It's a
Twig-
tight
like a
draw.
twigger?
And I didn't even notice it was a tight draw until somebody mentioned it, and now I can't stop thinking about it. There, I think it was Vape Ross Vape was like the Nautilus Minis more open draw. I was like, come on, it's a bit much, and it is a bit much. It's a little bit exaggerated, but it is a pretty tight draw. I don't know if you would like it.
Why I haven't bought it yet. I have my foot in the water, but I keep pulling it out because I'm like, I've heard good things and I've heard bad things.
It's very different from the drop, I'll tell you that.
I'm telling you, I'll pay for a rental on that blotto just so I can try it, and then I'll send it back.
Okay.
Yes.
Giz, are you serious or are you fucking with people? Does the guy with the boot on his head really come out in full sport?
He does support ponies for everyone.
Yeah, I know. I like his pony-based economy. I'm not. I've heard that. A pony for every household. That dude, he's a very special man.
I cannot confirm Vermin Supreme supporting vaping.
Alright. Still fun.
This has the inside scoop, apparently. Following him more than.
My question is Gizzard Stew still upset with me?
My question is, Gizzard Stew really Vermin Supreme?
I almost shot coffee out of my nose. Oh, God.
Gizzard Supreme.
The Spork Life platform.
Spork every household.
Sporks in every household.
That's right.
You never have to switch utensils.
Spork care for all.
Saves on dishwashing. More times in the day to do the things you do like.
Removing all currency and trading in sporks.
That's right.
Yeah.
He believes the 1% are disproportionately holding sporks away from the 99%.
That's a lot of sporks, man. If that was spork mid.
For this country to be spork equal for everyone.
Later, batch.
Later, Bachelor. Oh, yeah. Pony-based economies, sport-based economies. What other kind of shit can we come up with?
It's all fun and games till you're 2 ponies short of buying that new house.
Oh shit! What are you doing? What are you doing?
Who?
Nick Divine.
What's that? I've been wrapping coils this whole time. I had a bunch of orders, and I'm like done. I am literally 5 coil wraps away from being done. Probably about 50 coils I made today.
Damn. Easy, boy.
Like an 11th of a handful?
Yeah.
Get Nick Divine status orders.
Yeah. Some of them are. I'm filling up one of these boxes for the Patreon.
Have a YouTube live addiction problem, Lumi, and you'll be fine. Then you'll sell more coils.
I do have an addiction. I'm on a stream every day of the week, and
Video
then I go to
game
Twitch.
stream, and
We
then
should
you're on
start-
Diablo. Why?
We should start anonymous meetings, Lumi. Like, what is it? What would it be? Live.
Like
Liveaholics.
Streamers Anonymous.
Yeah. LSA.
Live Streamers Anonymous.
Man, if we could get that to say LSD, it'd be way better. But
Live streaming dicks.
You definitely get a
I'm
couple
trying to
extra
think.
clips.
I'm trying to think what your 12 steps would be.
admitting you have a problem first, I guess.
Yep.
It's always the first step.
Yeah.
Admitting you have a
Turn off
problem.
your fucking computer.
Please, no God stuff though.
Yeah.
Step 3, load your live stream, but don't click the go live button. Just look at it.
Leave Jesus out of this, man.
But it's different. Nick Divine has like a full-time job, and he's doing this.
Well,
Like,
I think LSA will ascribe to the higher power of your own choosing.
Yeah.
Step 4,
Keep coming
pray we don't
back.
catch you live.
Yeah, we could
work.
Yeah, we could hold our live streaming anonymous meetings live every Monday night.
Just beating the only.
we'll just braid the whole time.
Have to have
I was gonna go
punch
live Saturday morning, and then I wasn't, and then I did it anyway.
I once did a live on how I wasn't going live. I meant to go on for like 2 minutes. I was like, listen, I'm not gonna be able to go live today. It turned out to be a 58-minute video.
Oh shit.
I mean, to be fair, you said you were going to leave the other day so you could be off there by 9 o'clock, and then at 9:45, you're like, oh shit, it's 9:45?
Yeah. Wish I had a post office open. See, post office have it nice, man. They have it so sweet. They just open and close at the most inconvenient hours.
Right?
Drug dealers.
It's
Most of
really
us
always took
shitty.
the hours.
Most of them do have a 24-hour kiosk, though.
Mine doesn't.
Never used one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just
they do
you put
have-
your package on on the scale,
Yeah.
and then just type in the address on the screen, and off she goes. Just drop them in the bins.
I wish mine had that because I have to stay up. Like, staying up till 9 o'clock is not ideal. So I have to stay up till 9 o'clock just so I can make it. Because there's no way in hell I'm waking up to get there by 4. So every time I have to go to the post office, I have to stay up until 9 a.m.
I'm betting
And I
I'm
get-
betting your post office does have one. Does
They
have a
don't.
kiosk. They don't have a kiosk?
Yeah, there's only a couple in Philly that have one.
Shit, they have one in my.
Yeah.
Only thing I have that they have open is the P.O. boxes. Because I used to go in there and pick up my stuff from my P.O. box, which was basically just a bunch of coupons.
Kids are just sending me Vermin Supreme tweets.
Yeah, me too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I tried
I
to
was want to
avoid
start through all the information on paid information.
packages or
Find the right
spam.
RDA without wasting a shit ton of money. Yes, Lumi, I know the drop. Lightbearer, what do you want from your vape? What exactly do you want from it? Do you want a ton of flavor? Do you want a ton of clouds? Something in the middle? Do you want mouth to lung? Do you want direct lung? Like, what are you looking for? Because everybody's going to give you a different answer. But the panel at least will narrow it down for you.
Yeah.
Basically, we just need to know if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
In the middle. You want something, okay. And how much building do you do? Do you want like a really good builder RDA, or do you want to,
The flavor banger.
or are you looking for something to drop like a single coil in without doing a whole lot of building? Yes, yeah, Vermin Supreme's pretty awesome. I wish he would get somewhere.
Pony-based economy, man.
Yeah. Who doesn't want a fucking pony?
Well, he'd have to get a Citadel. You want a good builder. The variant?
Drop.
Yeah, it's the drop 2.0. The variant
Seems
is
like
the-
he doesn't want the drop.
Yeah, the variant, it's by Dovepo. Would be a really good one for you.
Anything with those drop-in.
Oh, the Rebirth. You can pick up the Rebirth pretty cheap these days, and it's got the Vaporite logo on it.
Yeah.
They're all things I told him a couple days ago. This is hilarious. Keep telling him.
You should listen to Lumi.
I mean, if you're looking for a good flavor banger, I'm still recommending the Barrage.
The Barrage.
The Barrage is amazing.
Sorry, I can't hear you over my wasp over here.
The Wasp Nano. The Wasp Nano is still one of the easiest RDAs to use. It's not really a builder RDA though.
Super cheap though.
It is super cheap. You can pick up. You can even pick up the new Wasp 22 for like 14.
If you can find them in stock.
Yeah, that's the problem. Find them in stock.
Although it will eat a 14 strand Celtic.
Really?
Right, you can put a 4mm. You can put a 4mm build in there, no problem.
That's
4mm
Nano?
single braid. Yep. Wasp
It won't
Nano.
get nearly as hot as
I'll
the
show you one
Rebirth.
right now.
Yeah,
The
like
Rebirth,
the,
if you do that to it, the Rebirth will start getting really
There you
fucking
go.
hot.
There's a Lumi braid in the Wasp Nano.
Mine's way over there where I'd grab it.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
have one somewhere.
I started a bad trend with that one.
Fits perfectly.
Yeah, it's all Larry's fault because a 4.5mm fits perfectly in a wasp. Takes up most of your deck space, so you got to make sure you get it mounted centrally. But as long as you get it right in the middle there, it gives you just enough room for airflow coming from either side, and the wicks will go right down underneath it.
So yeah, I'm gonna, for a first RDA, I would say the variant is the newest, latest and greatest. That would be my recommendation to you, Lightbearer, is the variant.
But can you get that without the mod?
Yes. It's smooth. It's smooth as silk. I'll tell you that. That airflow is silky smooth. Flavor's
You know
banging.
what? It's the
Good
same
builder.
thing as my drop that I keep telling everybody to get.
It has smoother airflow than the drop.
Bullshit.
Lumi's face.
Go buy yourself one, Lumi.
I can't right now. I'm broke. I can't.
And it can just a 180 twist on the screw, and you're squonking. If you so choose later.
Oh. Wombatsky. Got big builds. All right, dude.
This will handle pretty big builds. I did 5 millimeters, no problem. So And the drop, I think the drop is kind of universally recognized as the easiest frickin' RDA to build on of all time. Look at that, Nick. Look at that.
I don't know. Those velocity decks were real easy.
The velocity deck is mighty easy. I've always thought the drop was easier though.
It
Yeah,
really
I
is.
I think
You literally just stuff it down, fucking spin the screws tight, and clip it off.
Flip. You're done.
Yeah, I love those styles of decks.
Well, I mean, I guess the same could be said for the velocity too, though, because you can stuff them in there and then.
Yeah, you just pop them in there, tighten them up, snip, done.
As long as you don't have textures in your velocity deck. Fuck.
You're gonna have some nice hobbies, Lightbear. You have some nice hobbies.
You're gonna end up like me.
Live streaming with Lightbear.
You know, I did that same thing. I started mixing with fresh, and then I started braiding, like almost how quickly after? It was not very long.
Yeah.
I went straight from mixing to braiding to build. I was already building. It just was questionable builds.
Oh, if you're gonna go, you just throw yourself out of the fucking firing pan and right into the fire. Go big or go home.
I never got past the mixing.
As a coil builder, I hate velocity decks.
I get that because it does screw up the leads.
Yeah.
We can have one on top.
For round wire and like fuse clapped and stuff like there's tricks to it, but
Yeah.
it's just when people would say, oh, and it's got a velocity deck, so it's great for building, I'd say, not really.
Yeah. In 2013.
I'd say it's good for a beginner.
Yeah, because you can just stick something in there real quick. A lot of room to play, a lot of room for error.
It's a give and take. It's a give and take with anything else. It's just, there's really good things about it, and there's not so good things about it.
Yeah, the first time I built on a Goon style clamp deck, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I could not get them to stay sitting properly, and I couldn't get it to close down with it, and I kept shoving the coils back in, and then it was pushing the other one out. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Oh, probably maybe pre-cut these. That might help me out my cause a little bit. And I was like, "Oh, this makes life a lot easier."
Yep, that whole pre-cutting thing, that'll do it.
The velocity
yeah,
decks.
so using Canball for fucking ever. Regular round wire Canball.
The velocity decks is what got me into trying out vertical coils too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the first time I did verts was on a velocity.
First time I did it was on a Veritas. God help me. God help me.
There were some in that Doge V4. Let's see if they're still in there. We're talking like from 2 years ago.
Back to the Doge.
Dropped it.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
We got it working though. It was just that 40-minute fucking vertical build,
that
trying to get the wires looped around.
Verts. Round wire vertical coils, but vertical coils nonetheless. Crazy.
Berman just retweeted my retweet.
Was not a fan. Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
No way. I didn't even see what. Oh, he just retweeted him. His vaping comments. I don't know if he's in support of vaping.
How do I get a hold of Maximum Savagery?
Instagram?
I think you have to put like a bottle of VG, a bottle of PG, and then a bottle of nicotine under a box with a stick under it, and tie a rope to the stick, and then hide in a bush and wait.
And then Max just pops up.
And you'll see like.
Instagram?
And when he gets close enough, you got to let him get all the way in there, because sometimes he'll reach and then back up. So you got to let him go. When he gets all the way in there, pull the rope.
I do the dig a hole, put a couple twigs across the hole.
Oh,
Yeah. See, that's too much work for me. I can't get that involved.
Think of James Woods in candy.
Piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy. They've run into the James Woods.
Okay, so it's funny, haha. I own all the ICP movies. Go figure.
They have movies?
Yes,
Wait,
they
they've got
do.
movies?
Wait,
I was
are
Yes,
they
just-
like
they
acting
do.
and there's a
They're
story?
fucking incredible. But they
incredibly
lured a
bad.
chicken to a room with a bunch of Twinkies, and then it goes into a graphic cutscene of sex while shoving Twinkies into your face. But yeah, they lured a chicken to a room for sex with Twinkies.
Lord.
Huh.
Wait. Hang on. I need clarification here. Are you saying they lured a chick, CHICK, into INTU, or they lured a chicken, CHIKEN, to a
Chick.
room for sex? Okay.
A
I just
female.
needed
Female.
it was a lot of run on there, and I needed clarification before I made my judgment.
I was with you there, Meter. I was like, wait a minute.
For a
How do
second,
you lure a chicken with Twinkies?
Because they
I'm just
have
saying,
that song. Chicken
I
song.
frequent the weird part of the internet, and I haven't seen that yet, so I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I don't watch them unless forced to. Unfortunately.
I own both of the movies.
I'm sure you do.
Magic ninjas what? Magic ninjas what?
And on that note, that's a good time for us to get the fuck out of here. Let's take it around the room. I'm over that nonsense.
Remember, chickens lure fucking Twinkies.
I mean, fucking magnets, how do they work?
We were doing
Yo,
so good.
man.
We were doing so good. Fuck. All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. Links right there. My band, Eddie and the Arsons. My Instagram, which I agree I have been slacking on. But I'll be back. Promise. And my ELR with recipes galore. Thanks for having me, TJ. Always good chilling with all y'all. I made it through another stupid truck day at work. I'm thankful for that. And yeah, thanks to my two Dollar Tree fellow employees for stopping by. That was really cool of them. And yeah, click those links. And then yeah, Meter always adds addendums. You can buy my album right there.
Buy the album, fucking people. Buy the album.
It'd be awesome if you did. And then yeah, join our group. It'll be back in swing again. I'm trying. I can't promise they're going to be every week or every 2 weeks or whatever, but I promise this one's going to be awesome. That's why it's taking so long. Music's done. Vocals are ready to go. Waking up tomorrow, and I'm going to freaking cut them. So, the song will be here Wednesday. Other than that, I have nothing. So, I'm going to pass it to Dick Divine.
All right. N.Divine83 on Instagram and YouTube. I go live on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on my channel, and then I do a show on Saturday at some kind of time. And then I'm live like every day. No, I'm usually live, here on Wednesdays, then tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern time on I'm No Joe, talk about MMA and stuff. And then Fridays on Fresh. Saturday on Wire Talk with Big G. We have a fun show there, 6 p.m. Eastern time. A bunch of us coil builders get together and basically talk about everything but coil building. And other than that, everybody have a good week. And yeah, thanks for having me. I will send it to Larry.
You can find me usually causing shenanigans on Lumi streams, causing more shenanigans in her Discord, along with, if you're curious on what her braids amount to, there's a page on there for that. And occasionally you'll find me on Tuesdays with Fresh and Lumi occasionally. That's about it. I will pass it over to Fresh.
Thank you. I'm just curious why a guy in white spandex is squirting chocolate VG on your truck. If he's squirting chocolate VG, is he using TFA double chocolate clear. At least that way, Happy Hippie, you just got to rinse some VG off. And at least it's water soluble. So there is that. There is that. Anyway, yeah, we'll be doing a show Friday, but I will be on tomorrow on the I'm No Joe podcast, talking punchy kicky things, as always. It's always a blast to hang out way past my bedtime with the meter and Golf Tea and Nick Devine and the casualist of corners herself, Lumi. So always a blast. So tune in tomorrow. Give it a shot if you guys haven't checked out the I'm No Joe podcast. It's always, like I said, it's always a fun show. We talk MMA and life and shit to each other. The funnest part is making an argument and then waiting for TJ to always come back with the counter argument, no matter what. Like, if we actually agree on the pick, we'll talk about that off the show. But on the show, he's always contrary Mary, always fucking with me.
Somebody's got to be that guy.
Somebody does. So yeah, it's a great time. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. We'll throw it over to Lumi.
Hey, I'm Lumi. Thanks for having me. I have a problem, and it is streaming everywhere, like Nick Devine. But anyways, if you're hunting down a wild Lumi, you could find me at Twitch playing video games with a very, very colorful mouth and ear bleeding possibilities around every corner. And if you're an Amazon member, you can subscribe for free to any of your Twitch affiliates or partners. They greatly appreciate it. I know I do. Or you can go into the Discord and join out all of the shenanigans over there. It's becoming a nice little community. It's like YouTube chat, but offline YouTube chat. So that's pretty fun. You can also see my braids, my stands, and other shenanigans over there. And if you need help with DIY or anything, I'm on all three of those platforms. Message me. I'm more than happy to help. Thanks for having me. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to pass it off to the pissiest bitch of them all, to the pissy desk.
Oh, why thank you, Center of the Universe, for allowing me to rotate around you. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Welcome to Wednesday, where everybody's a shit show and everybody revolves around Lumi. Now, there you go. That's what we do on Wednesdays, apparently. Anyhow, because this didn't get a chance to come up, for those of you who do watch it, coming to Netflix this next week on the 27th, the new season of Altered Carbon starts. So, just as an FYI, because the first season was fantastic, we'll see what happens with the second one. But that's out there. I know it's not vape related, and I don't give a damn. I'm just excited to see it, so I figured I would pass it along. Do yourselves a favor. Educate. Advocate. Not for yourselves. Not for any of us up here. For those poor bastards who are still smoking the stinkies. We got to give them a chance at this by continuing to fight. Remember, there's lots of ways to go about that. We showed it this evening here at the beginning of the show. And I do want to thank Larry for coming and hanging out, sharing his vape story with us. That's awesome. Welcome anytime, my friend. Welcome anytime.
Thanks.
I don't have a whole hell of a lot to say other than I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I have again tomorrow off, so I have one day of work, one work day this week, and that's on Friday. Then back to the weekend. So I will see everybody tomorrow night, 9:30-ish Central Time. I'm No Joe Channel. Be there if you're into Kicky Punchy, and even if you're not, it's a good time because we do talk a lot of fucking trash on that show. And to be honest, one of my favorite shows of the week. In that case, I will pass it off to the one, the only, the Meter Vapes, only on Wednesdays.
So, first and foremost, thank you, TJ, for having a show Wednesday night that panelists like myself and my fellow shenanigan partakers here can have to come and get our brains back to some semblance of normalcy. And thank you to everybody who was watching this, whether you were here in the live chat with us or you were catching this on a replay. You guys are the reason that we get to keep doing this craziness that we do. Like all these wonderful folks have been so kind to say before me, tomorrow night, Thursday night, pretty much every Thursday night throughout the year, you can catch myself and most of the people on this panel here with me, either on the show or in the chat interacting on the I'm No Joe podcast, a place for all things Kicky Punchy, your source for all of the combat news that you need, and even most of the shit that you don't need because we're entertaining like that. But if for some reason these Instagram influencer faces are just too distracting for you, we now also offer the I'm No Joe podcast in all audio form, anchor.fm/I'm No Joe. But you can catch the kicky punchy shenanigans that we do on pretty much all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Mixer, Patreon, YouTube, Anchor, everywhere at I'm No Joe. If you're into combat sports or you just like shit talking, come check us out. We have a pretty good time. But that's not what we're here for. What we're here for tonight is this wonderful little piece of technology that has brought everyone here together. Whether you are here with us because you quit or you are here with us because someone you know quit, this little beautiful piece of technology has brought all of us here together. So it is our job now to keep this technology alive so that future people can enjoy the benefits of it. And that doesn't mean that you have to be the next Greg Connolly. You don't have to go out and do everything yourself. But because this has helped you, it is now your responsibility to give a little back. And you have to go out and you have to do something. You don't have to do everything, but you have to do something. Because if we don't band together, we will be banned together.
We'll see you guys all next week. And I decided I'm going to play something that we haven't heard in quite some time. So enjoy it on the way out. See y'all next week, Wednesday, 9:30 Central Time. Be here or don't. Doesn't matter to me. We'll still be here.
Masturbate.
Bye.
There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun. And it's been the ruin of many